Wow, good morning, beautiful souls. I hope everybody is having an amazing day today. Oh, flippin' heck. I am quite knackered. It's been quite I don't want to use the word stressful, but it has been. So now I'm literally crashing after all that. As you know, or some of you may not know, I had left my job to care for my mom-in-law full time. She lives with us. She's had a stroke, and I'm constantly fighting a system that isn't fit for purpose. Now, what has caused a lot of this stress is she came down with a bug, and so she hasn't been feeling well. So the disorientation and everything has been worse. Having a hard time, sitting up, everything. It's really taken a toll on her. So I get a call that, now the council wants to, it is the council because it's Leicestershire. Yeah. I really want to rebook this appointment and to get out there. Now, we've been complaining, going on 6 months now, that where was this home evaluation, checking, making sure everything's okay, things like that, what we need, resources. It was supposed to happen the day she left the hospital, and it never did. Or even before she was discharged, they told us at the hospital that, make sure it's okay, it's safe, and everything like that. Yeah, that was 6 months ago. So we complained, we went to our MP, we did all that, and they keep trying to throw carers at us. And we're saying that's not what we want. What we want is the knowledge and the resources on what we need to do, things like that, especially for myself, because I'm looking at it through the eyes of somebody who's pushing 60, the care required. I'm not looking at it through the eyes of an 89-year-old because I have no experience with that. I'm not of that age. I'm totally oblivious. And they say, oh, well, here's where the irony comes in. Some say, oh, just Google it. Is that where my tax dollar is going, to Google? To educate me. Others say, oh, Google's the worst thing. So it fits the agenda, what they want you to know and what they don't want you to know. And that goes across a lot of things, not just this situation. So, okay. When I was speaking to her on the phone, now I've really got to keep my gob shut for the most part and try not to let it wind me up. That one of the things they said to me is, some of the things we can offer, we can teach you how to budget your money. Okay, maybe some people need that, but read the room, love. Read the room. I have left my job, so that means I know what, money is to begin with. I'm not on any form of benefit whatsoever. Okay? It was a 2-income home. Now it's a 1-income home. So I thought, okay, you know what? I'm the queen of budgets. I'm going to put that out there. I got 2 million spreadsheets for different various things. I'm a budget fanatic. I love budgeting. I had to do it all my life. We didn't get where we were by being willy-nilly with our stuff or with our incomes. We worked hard for everything we have. We budget, yada, yada, yada. So, okay, I'm going to try and let that go because I'm getting really wound up. So in the process of getting really wound up, and the fact that they're coming in 6 months later, that says a lot. You build up cortisol in your body, and I'm fully aware of this. Now, when you have an awakening, it's almost like it hits you 10 times as hard, the buildup of cortisol. And then when the stress is over, it's almost like you crash, like fall to the ground, hit really hard. I've been super wobbly. It's almost, I call it vertigo. That's what I get a lot of in different situations, but I need to read my own situation to find it applicable. Now, I've been experiencing a lot of the vertigo, and that's due to all that stress from the time that she rebooked the visit to arriving and then throwing on top of it an elderly person who's not feeling good. Sorry, I've got a cat over here that's playing around. So if you hear all that scratching and noise, and got one of those cardboard things, one of many. We've got a floor-to-ceiling cat pole with carpet on it in our lounge. So, oh, hello. You've come for a visit? Yeah, you come for a visit. I can't even speak. Come for a visit. That's what I'm trying to say. Oh, thank you. Decided to move my mouse. So, all said and done, after she left, it was like straight down crash. Boom. And I'm still feeling it today. So it's going to take a bit to get past it. Now, don't get in the comments and say you got to go see a doctor. Yada, yada, yada. I read what's going on here. You start to understand your own body and what's causing it and the connections and all that sort of stuff. You start to understand. I'm not a doctor, though. This is just me. It's just who I am. If you want to go seek medical attention, go for it. I highly advise you do that if that's what you want to do. But for me, I understand the situation of what's going on. So, I'm going to tell you about the visit. I was trying very hard to be polite. Yeah, I offered her tea, coffee, all this sort of thing. And she says, oh, I want to talk to your mother-in-law. I said, okay. So she went in and talked to her. She says, yes, we need to do what in the best interest of your mom-in-law. I said, well, you're a little late for that. You should have been here 6 months ago. Yeah, oh, sorry, it's so busy. No, you don't come walking in 6 months later and say, we need to do what's in the best interest. I'm going to tell you what's in the best interest of that woman because you've only met her for 1 minute and you're going to tell me. It's all about ticking boxes. It's not reading the room. It's not looking at the situation. It's actually nothing to do with humanities. It's all, we can do this, this, and this. Okay. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to try and use this to my advantage. We want to get a blue badge so we can take her out. Now, we've tried taking her out before. We've run into a few problems of, obviously, we can't park in a handicap parking, and I won't do that. So we've got to find a spot. It takes 2 people to do this. Find a spot where we can get her out of the car safely, which is not fast. It's a slow process. Get the wheelchair out. Get her to a safe area as we're backing up traffic or, people zooming around you, not realizing what's going on because we cannot park in the handicap to do all this. I've been trying to fill one out for 3 months, but the system is so screwed. Even the online system is so screwed. Now, I have more problems. The questions were ridiculous. She's 89. It's all based for someone who's early 30s. This is for a senior citizen who's had a stroke, but it still takes you through, her mental capabilities, everything like that. And I said, this is ridiculous. And then when you get halfway through it, it kicks you out and you've lost everything. Yeah, that's what it's been like. So, Madrid, yeah, you do that. So, yeah, I can do that. I'll do that right now. She got her laptop open, started doing it. She created the account in her name and everything like that. And she started running into problems. I go, opportunity. So we're talking, after she said, I have to go back to the office and do it. I'll make a phone call because they have internal contacts, things like that. She said, something's definitely wrong. How are you to do this and take care of somebody? I said, yeah, exactly. exactly. And it's not fit for purpose. I'm not asking for the world. I have to pay for the blue badge. I'm not going to abuse the privilege. That's not who I am. So she goes back in and starts talking to my mom-in-law again, saying, yeah, you know what, we're going to try and get somebody to come in so Al can go for, a bit of a break. And that set my mom-in-law off. It's like, oh. I got her back into the kitchen. I said, look, I wish you guys would stop throwing people at us. I said, I signed up for this. I said, 17 years ago, I left my country to come over here knowing that the probability of having to do this is extremely high. So stop it. Ask me. She said, well, we don't want you getting stressed and burned out. And I started tapping her laptop. I said, this is what's stressing me out. I said, not this. Not this at all. She's a human being. You care for people. It's the red tape, the crap that you put us through. Coming in 5 months later, 6 months later now. I said, that is what's stressful. I don't know if I'm caring for her properly. Well, obviously I am, because she's still here. She's, as healthy as one can be. I've done everything I could. I tried to keep her safe and you name it. So yeah, but I'll have to say she did not mention one thing about budgeting to me. Not one. I said, I've got a weekly Amazon subscription. Sorry, this is going to get a bit personal. For incontinence pads, 6 packages of 24. And I said, but yet her medical records say she's continent. Oh. Well, we might be able, I'll get you on the incontinence list. There's a waiting list. It could take up to 25 weeks. What the fuck? 25 weeks. This is so I can get incontinence pads on prescription, which means I can get better heavy-duty ones than the ones that are being sold off the shelf or through Amazon. I will take it. The system has been paid into tenfold. So 25 weeks. I said, explain to me, why 25? Well, there's such a backlog. So what's going to happen getting put on this list? Oh, they'll come out and assess her and, she might need a bladder scan. I said, let's look at this realistically. She goes for a bladder scan. What? That's going to stress her out? 2, we got to find a place to park because she can't walk distance. All this sort of thing. And to say, oh, you might need, I don't know, your bladder pinned up or whatever they do. It's not going to happen. She's 89. Let's look at the situation. Seriously. It's just ridiculous. So, yeah, that's what it's been like. And after she left, I just literally crashed and burned to the ground. Am I fighting a system that's rigged for you to lose? Yeah, I am. But I'm standing up to the system. I'm not going to take the bullshit. And I am going to fight back. Because some people would just give up. And that's the problem. Don't give up. Really. Because there's other people coming up the chain that are going to be facing the same things. And that's what they want. It's about time these people got called to the carpet. They're spending our fucking money. For what? Really. I've paid into the system. She's paid into the system longer than I've been bloody alive. So come on. Really? Okay. I better get off my soapbox now. Again, got coffee. Definitely need a lot of that. Today's laundry day, so I've got, every day's Blade Laundry Day, but every week, all the bedding, everything gets done. So I got a lot to do, and I got to do it slowly because I'm really tired, and I'm going to try and get some sleep. I'm going to take an afternoon nap when I put my mom-in-law, because she has her afternoon nap. You know what? I'm having one too. Okay, my lovelies, you know what I'm going to say. Be kind. You know what? Be love.